Hello. I hope you loved that book, Sophie's Masterpiece, as much as I did. I really, oh my goodness, it's one of my favorites, and you know I have so many favorites, but this I am adding to my favorites list. I listened to the story over and over and over again, boys and girls. I just thought Sophie was such a sweet character, even though she was a spider, and a lot of people do not like spiders. I loved how the author gave her human-like characteristics, and she was just so kind, and she wanted to help people. The first person that she wanted to help when she moved into the boarding house is a place where it has lots of different rooms and people stay there, and that is where they live. So the lady that runs the boarding house, the landlady, remember Sophie said, I want to make her new curtains because it was so drab and yucky. But when the landlady discovered her, she shooed her out of the window and said, oh, get out of here, and started yelling at her. So she ran up and to the tugboat captain's room, and she wanted to make him beautiful new suits because his were so gray and drab. But when he discovered her, he was severely afraid. He ran outside onto the roof, and you know, boys and girls, that is a real thing for some people. It's called arachnophobia. It's where you have a genuine fear of spiders. So she didn't want the tugboat captain to fall off the roof, remember? So she ran into the cook's slippers, and she was even going to repair the cook's slippers and make them beautiful again because they were holey and drabby and they needed to be spruced up and beautified. But the cook, she was just annoyed and could not be bothered and thought Sophie was ugly and hurt Sophie's feelings. But there was one character in the story, the young woman who was having a baby, that she thought Sophie was just fine. And when I think of myself, I can make a connection to the young woman. Now, I don't want spiders living in my house, but if I do see a spider, I do try to get something and shoo them outside. What we're going to do today, boys and girls, for our writing is we are focusing on connections. I just kind of quickly went through with the characters, and the problem was that poor Sophie couldn't find a place to live and live peacefully, and she just wanted to help people. And there was a solution. She got to live in the young woman's basket, and she sewed the young woman's baby a beautiful silk blanket. But I right now am going to focus on Sophia, the connections. And I did make a connection. I made a lot of connections. But the one that's kind of funny to me is, you've heard me talk about Michael a lot, and Michael's my son, who now is a grown man. But when he was little, he was so afraid of spiders. And he is still afraid of spiders. So he does genuinely have arachnophobia. So that is my connection. That's what I wrote about. And I pre-wrote it just for time's sake, boys and girls. I will read it to you. Set the camera so you can see it. 1 second. Sorry, I still have not figured out the best way to do this. All right. Now keep in mind, I want you to be thinking of a connection too, because we have all at some time in our lives had seen a spider, we've had a run-in with a spider, maybe you want to make a connection to another book, or it's up to you, but I want you to think of your own connection to the story. So I wrote my connection. My son Michael, who is all grown up now, is very afraid of spiders. He will scream to this day when he sees spiders. He is just like the landlady, seaboat captain, and the cook. Now, boys and girls, I want you, that's your writing for today, is you're going to try to make a connection to the story. Maybe you made a connection to one of the characters. Maybe you're afraid of spiders. Maybe you like spiders. Maybe you discovered a cool spider one day and you want to make a connection that way. I do want you to write it and upload it to me. Okay, thanks.